In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on June 8, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Arizona Diamondbacks versus Cincinnati Reds. On Sunday afternoon, the Arizona Diamondbacks and Cincinnati Reds will face off in the last game of their 3-game series at Great American Ballpark. The first game of this series was rained out on Friday, forcing a doubleheader on Saturday to make up for it. This series finale features a pair of starting pitchers who are both trying to get back on track. Brady Singer is coming off a loss on Monday against the Brewers, a game where he gave up 3 runs on 4 hits and walked 3 batters in just 5 innings of work. His walk rate has jumped to 9.6% this year, which is a significant increase from his 6.6% average over the past 3 seasons. That's a dangerous trend, especially when you combine it with his surprisingly low ground ball rate and the fact he pitches in a ballpark known for giving up home runs. The Diamondbacks lineup should be able to take advantage. They have a potent .799 OPS against right-handed pitching. As our first pick for this matchup, the Arizona Diamondbacks money line is our full game side pick. It's not just Singer for the Reds who is struggling. Zach Gallen has been inconsistent for the Diamondbacks all season long. Before his last start on Tuesday, Gallen was carrying an ugly 8.02 earned run average with a shaky 1.7-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio over his previous 4 outings, but he did manage to turn things around and earn a win with his 5th quality start of the year. Still, he has a 5.13 earned run average and a 1.33 WHIP across 73.2 innings for the season. He has been far from reliable. With both pitchers showing signs of weakness this year, I expect both lineups to find a rhythm and put up some runs on the board. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Chicago Cubs versus Detroit Tigers. The Chicago Cubs will take on the Detroit Tigers on Sunday afternoon, closing out their 3-game interleague series. Detroit is one of the top teams in baseball, and they haven't lost 2 consecutive games since May 24th, so it's easy to see why you'd look their way. The smart play here, however, is getting plus money with a surging Cubs team. Their rookie pitcher, Cade Horton, has been impressive through his first 25.2 innings in the big leagues, allowing just 26 hits and 10 earned runs. He has been particularly sharp lately, giving up only 4 earned runs over his last 16.2 innings. Jack Flaherty is no easy opponent for the Tigers. He's tough to hit and boasts a top 25 WHIP of 1.09. He does have a tendency to give up the long ball, however, and has battled control issues at times. The value is clearly with the Cubs in this spot. As our first pick for this matchup, the Chicago Cubs money line is our full game side pick. Both of these starting pitchers have been great when you look at their performances at home versus on the road. They should be able to limit the offenses and keep runs off the scoreboard. Cade Horton is a perfect 2-0 on the road, posting a 3.07 earned run average and holding hitters to a .263 batting average in his 14.2 innings of work. Jack Flaherty has been just as tough at home for the Tigers, with a 3.03 earned run average and a microscopic .169 opposing batting average over 32.2 innings. The bullpens have been lights out as well this month. Chicago's team earned run average of 1.73 in June is second best in baseball, while Detroit's 3.03 team earned run average is a solid 13th. With the underhitting in the first 2 games of this series, all signs point to another tight, low-scoring contest. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas City Royals versus Chicago White Sox. The Kansas City Royals are on the road to face the Chicago White Sox, hoping to avoid a demoralizing series sweep against the last-place team in the Central Division. The Royals continue to have major problems at the plate, and their struggles are even more pronounced on the road, where they have a 14-19 record this season. In contrast, the White Sox are showing rare signs of life. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, and their pitching staff has been surprisingly effective. Chicago is starting Jonathan Jonathan Vassell, who has been untouchable recently, allowing 0 earned runs over his last 9.2 innings. Kansas City is countering with Michael Lorenzen, who has been getting shelled, giving up 13 earned runs in his last 2 starts. I just don't like how this Kansas City team is hitting the ball, and with Lorenzen's recent struggles, everything points to the home team. It might sound crazy for the White Sox to sweep the Royals, but given the current form of both squads, it's a real possibility. As our first pick for this matchup, the Chicago White Sox money line is our full game side pick. Even though the logic for the first pick points to a struggling Royals offense, the numbers suggest we could see some runs in this game. Kansas City games have trended towards the under this season, with it hitting in 39 of their 65 contests. However, their road games tell a different story. The Royals pitching gives up 4.45 runs per game on the road, and their offense scores 3.64 runs, leading to an average road game total of over 8 runs. The White Sox have also been a better offensive team at home, where they average 4.06 runs per game. While Chicago's starter has been sharp and Kansas City's bats have been quiet for much of the series, Lorenzen's recent history of giving up crooked numbers combined with these specific home and road scoring trends suggests this game could easily go over the projected total. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Toronto Blue Jays versus Minnesota Twins. It's the conclusion of a series on the diamond between a pair of American League teams hoping to find some positive momentum in the Twin Cities. The Toronto Blue Jays close out a 3-game set with the Minnesota Twins Sunday afternoon. The Twins consistently sit in the top 10 in overall batting average, and their lineup has done an excellent job of remaining patient at the plate. What makes this matchup even more favorable for Minnesota is that Toronto starter, Bowden Francis, has struggled mightily this season. He is allowing more than a home run per game on average. This vulnerability comes with a below-average strikeout rate, which is a recipe for disaster against a disciplined offense. The Blue Jays continue to languish in the bottom half of the league in runs per game, and the Minnesota bullpen continues to hover around the top 10 in both earned run average and WHIP, making it a tough path for Toronto to score. As our first pick for this matchup, the Minnesota Twins money line is our full game side pick. Toronto has seen the over cash in 32 of their 63 games on the year. The Blue Jays are near the bottom of the majors in scoring with 4.25 runs per game, and that number drops significantly to just 3.14 runs per game when they are away from Rogers Center. Toronto sees an average total of 8.49 runs per game, but that number falls to 7.18 runs per game on the road, which is something to consider. Minnesota entered the weekend with the under hitting in 34 of their opening 63 games of the year. The Twins are 19th in the league by averaging 4.22 runs per game, a number that gets a slight bump up to 4.41 runs per game at home. Minnesota has an average total of 7.89 runs per game on the season, and that number slips slightly to 7.63 runs per game at Target Field. Even with these trends, the key factor here is Bowden Francis's struggles on the mound. Look for the Twins to put some runs on the board themselves and do most of the work to help this game get over the total. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Dodgers versus St. Louis Cardinals. On Sunday afternoon, the Los Angeles Dodgers and the St. Louis Cardinals wrap up their 3-game series. The Dodgers are almost always going to be the favorites no matter who they play, and all that public money just inflates the lines. The problem is, the Dodgers have been losing games lately, and they're burning a hole in a lot of people's pockets. Clayton Kershaw is a first-ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt about it, but he's also an older pitcher who is clearly trying to find his old form. Kershaw has given up 17 hits and 9 earned runs in his last 15.2 innings, and his ratio of 9 walks to only 8 strikeouts is a major red flag. This simply isn't the Cy Young version of Kershaw anymore. On the other side, the Cardinals are starting Michael McGreevy, who has only pitched in 5 big league games, but he's held his own. In 28.2 innings, he's allowed just 17 hits and 5 runs while striking out 23 batters. The Cardinals might really have something special in the 24-year-old. With the Dodgers getting inconsistent results and Kershaw looking like a shadow of his former self, I'm willing to take a shot with the Cardinals and the value you get with the plus money. As our first pick for this matchup, the St. Louis Cardinals money line is our full game side pick. Both of these bullpens have been pretty solid all season long. Los Angeles ranks 18th with a 3.94 reliever earned run average, while St. Louis is right there with them at 17th with a 3.91 bullpen earned run average. Neither lineup is exactly setting the world on fire at the moment either. The Dodgers are only averaging 2.86 runs over their last 7 games, and the Cardinals are putting up 4.33 runs in their previous 6 contests. When you look at the recent history between these two clubs, the under has been the winning bet in their last 4 straight meetings, so they tend to play tight, low-scoring games against each other. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.